Good morning, everybody. My name is Jason. Welcome back. Today I am pulling the front clip off of a GMC Sierra. This one's actually a Sierra Denali. I have a friend of mine. He wants to buy the front fenders and the hood off of this truck, so I'm going to get those pulled off. I also need to get the engine and drivetrain out of this truck today. I have another friend that wants the engine, and I'll sell the drivetrain to whoever else is interested in it also. I've already shown you a lot. I'm going to set you up on a time lapse today and let you see how quickly this can go once you've done it a few times. I'm sure there's people that do it faster than I do even, but I figure it'll be cool to be able to look and watch and see how many times I run back and forth for tools. I'm going to try to grab everything that I'm pretty sure I need. I've done this. I don't know how many times I've done this, but I've done this a lot. So I'm going to try to grab all the tools I need so I don't have to run back and forth a bunch. And then we'll get the front fenders, the hood, the bumper off of this thing. And I've already got the fluids draining out of it so I can get the engine and the rest of the drivetrain pulled out today too. So hang tight. I'm going to get you set up on a time lapse here and we'll get this job done. See you soon. Woo! Okay, everybody, so we got the front fenders off. You really just need a 13 millimeter, a 10 millimeter, a tool to help you remove the plastic rivets, and a flathead screwdriver and a little pocket screwdriver help out also. Doesn't take a lot of tools. There's not a ton of bolts that you need to get out. You don't have to disconnect any of the electrical. You just have to take it off from where it's hooked onto. And here you can see they're right over here ready to go. Both fenders in really nice condition. So they're going to become part of somebody else's truck. He's trying to fix it up, wants to make it a little bit nicer. His fenders are dented up and rusty, so he'll be able to use those to get his looking a little bit better. I'm going to keep going on this truck. Like I said, I got to get the whole drivetrain out of it today. So I'm going to focus on getting the front core support taken out. We've already drained the fluid out of the radiator, but we still got to get the headlights and the headlight brackets and everything else pulled off of this one. So I'll set up I guess I'll just set up a time lapse and show you how to do that one also. Stay tuned. Progress up here. We've got most of the bolts out. We're getting the front core support and everything out. You need a 10 millimeter, a 13 millimeter. Again, one of the trim removal tools, plastic rivet removers is super helpful. I've already got the antifreeze drained out of this one. So next step is we'll get the AC condenser out. We'll get the fan shroud out. We'll start getting the radiator hoses disconnected. And then next we'll tug the radiator out of the way. I always leave that for last because the radiator has the oil cooler and the transmission cooler. And I want to have enough room that I can get the drain pan underneath of those and catch as much oil as possible. That's where we're at. We're gonna keep going. Okay guys, we're getting close. The oil is drained out of the oil cooler. I'm gonna unhook the transmission cooler lines on the other side, let the oil drain into that. I'm also gonna drain the windshield washer fluid out. I recycle all of this stuff. The windshield washer fluid I use in my own vehicles. The engine oil, I have an oil burning furnace to heat my garage with. Same with the all the oils I use in the oil burning furnace. And then the antifreeze I take to my local Napa store and they recycle it for me. So I'm gonna keep going on this stuff. Washer fluid is done draining. We've got everything else undone. Last thing here is my core support bolts. 15mm head of the bolt on top. 21mm nut underneath. Oh, nope, 18mm nut underneath. There we go. 18mm nut. Bada bing, bada boom. Do the other side the same way. Make sure all your tools are somewhere that they're not going to fly everywhere, because once you undo these core supports, there's nothing holding it in place. This and get ECM out box, loosen that up, and then all we have left on here is a little wire connector, and boom, and we can use a 10mm socket to get the rest of the bolts and everything out that are holding this stuff together. Our little battery tray. Again, you don't have to do all this stuff. This is just how I like to do it. The things that don't sell like the rest of the frame and body, I take for scrap. I have yet to sell a core support, so the core support goes to scrap, but I try to get the core support bare because it's aluminum. And, well, not bare, but painted aluminum is worth more in scrap than a dirty aluminum that still has metal and plastic and wiring bolted to it. So I try to get all that stuff off of it. There we go. Now we got our aluminum core support ready to go to the scrap. As clean as we can get it. Well, don't use the meat hammer. There we go. As clean as we can get it. We'll get a good price for that. Now we also have plenty of space up here in front that we can get started on pulling our engine and the rest of this thing apart. There we go. Most of the plastic parts I just put back inside the cab once I've sold the seats, the center console, all the other interior pieces, because they're gonna take the yard I take the rest of the truck to. They just scrap the whole thing anyway, just like you would at, you know, your pick and pull yard. So I throw all those plastic pieces back in there. I don't have any use for them. I very rarely sell them, so I let them have it. Maybe they get a couple bucks more per pound or something. I don't know how it works when you're taking a whole vehicle that's been crushed into a cube. All right, the rest of this you've really seen. I'm gonna keep going on work on getting this thing ready to snatch the engine out of it.